So, it's been a while, huh? It's been about 4.5 years, I would say. So, welcome back for anybody that's actually still by accident didn't unsubscribe to me. So, if most of you probably don't remember, I had a teeny weeny, itsy bitsy YouTube channel about 4 to 6 years ago. Went on for about 2 years. And I had to stop it because of my work, and I still have that job, but I decided, you know what the heck, I'm pretty entrenched in that job now. They're not going to do anything to me for having a silly little YouTube channel, so why not come back and get back to my roots a little bit. And what a perfect time it would be to do that than with a brand new room tour. Now, I moved into this house about, it was the beginning of the pandemic. It was back in March of 2020. And I had most of this stuff except for the video games in storage. I had a room in my old house for my video games, but eventually my daughter needed it. So I gave it up, put all the toys in boxes, and that was it. They stayed in boxes for about 10 years, and when we were looking for a new house, I said, I absolutely need a finished basement so I can make a real man cave. And when we looked for houses, that was my prerequisite. It was fulfilled, and here we are. Now, as you recall, for whoever does, I mainly collected at the time video games at the time of the last incarnation of the channel. Now, I still collect video games, obviously, but I've always had really 3 hobbies. It would be really 4, actually. I have an addictive personality. This is my crack cocaine. It would be video games, toys, comics, and movies. And at various stages of my life, I was into one more than the other. It would kind of go back and forth, but all 4 have always coexisted. Just, one would take the forefront at one particular time, but, they've always been intertwined. And I'm sure that's the same for a lot of you. I'm sure a lot of game collectors are also toy collectors and comic collectors and love movies. So I'm fairly certain I'm not alone in this. So that's basically where I am at this point. So this is my finished room. And I'll just kind of, start out. It's the top of the stairs. Sorry, it's a little dark. Just have some figures up there. Now, back up a little bit. Now, I got these arcade 1-ups. I got the new Marvel machine, Marvel vs. Capcom. This is the latest one, which I got. It came with this nifty stool. And this thing's pretty awesome. I actually paid for it by selling off all these fighters that are in this game. Let's see. I had all of them on PlayStation 1, and I sold them all, so it funded this nifty little unit. NBA Jam and Turtles. Now, these games were pretty much like my favorite games of all time in the arcades, these 2. And my other favorite game of all time in the arcade was Street Fighter 2. Now, Marvel vs. Capcom is essentially a Street Fighter-based game, except with, obviously, the Marvel characters, so this was perfect. And it's obviously a fun game. So here's some Star Wars Unleashed figures. This was an unbelievable line. Boba Fett. Sidious versus Yoda. It's a really cool Dooku. And again, Aura Singh, Grievous. It's a cool shock trooper. This Palpatine is just, it's sick. Some Black Series. Let's see. These are just some random figures. This one is actually kind of a pricey figure, as it's a Mandalorian from the Clone Wars series, previously. He was actually the first one to have the Darksaber on the show, and if you guys have been watching Mandalorian, guys know what the Darksaber is. Bunch of Black Series figures. This Mandalorian right here in the white box is a pretty pricey figure. I got it on Force Friday for it's 2019 September when they released the Rise of Skywalker figures. That was actually a hard figure to get. I got it at the Disney store. That figure is a couple $100 now. And here's the vintage collection figures. Now these have mostly all come out in the last 10 years or so. Little interesting side note. This figure right here, sorry for the glare, the Darth Vader without a helmet. This was the figure that got me into collecting way back in 1998. And I had it signed by Dave Prowse, who unfortunately just passed away recently. I do have a couple of original ones from back in the day, like the Admiral Akbar is an original from 1983. So is the C-3PO. This Luke and Vader are both originals from 1983, and I had that Vader also signed by David Prowse. There's actually some pricey figures in here. I have an Ahsoka Tano up there. That's kind of considered her best figure, and it's pretty pricey, especially now that she's made an appearance on The Mandalorian. And here's my boxes and boxes and boxes of comics. Just some extra Star Wars figures that I'm probably going to sell or something, I don't know. Just some extras. The couch that I sit on. It gets cold down here, so have a blanket. My boxes of graded books. And here's the old video game collection. Let's see. It's a bunch of limited run games. I had a lot of the initial ones. I think I might have like the first like 20 all sealed, and then I've kind of gotten them sporadically. Now, I didn't put out everything for video games, as I didn't have the room, and mostly I didn't put out like the big displays like the systems and things like that. I still have all those in boxes. Now, some of you might be asking yourselves, you know, why after all this time did you have the itch to come back to YouTube? Now, if I keep this going, I'm gonna keep this very basic. No editing, no frills, no nothing. I'm just gonna record a video and upload it. It's gonna be more Kevin Smith than Lucasfilm. But you know, with the pandemic and everything going on, part about what's cool about having a collection is being able to share it with your friends and showing it to people and things like that. And with the pandemic, I haven't been able to do that. Nobody's been over. And it's been kind of crappy. It's been a crappy year for all of us. And, you know, I'm kind of an outgoing person. So, you know, I like to be able to share and talk and interact with the community. And I figured, you know what, this would be a good way to start. And if nothing comes of it, if I get 2 views, so be it. I don't care. Just talking into the camera right now even feels good. I've been relatively lucky with the pandemic. You know, been healthy, knock on wood. You know, kept my job. You know, things have been going okay. So I know I'm better off than a lot of people, and I'm blessed and truly thankful for that. But you know, it still sucks because you can't see anybody. And I've been kind of militant about not seeing people. I really don't even see my family. just, I'm kind of deathly afraid of getting this thing. I really don't want to. I don't have any, pre-existing conditions that I know of, but, I'm in my mid-40s, young, young, but not that young. Some Transformers. These were reissues. Love Soundwave. It's a great Optimus Prime with the Pepsi truck. Ultra Magnus. I do have an Optimus Prime back there. And these are cool. It's a DeLorean Transformer. And also the Pt.1. These were exclusive, I think, to Hasbro Pulse, if I'm not mistaken. Some more toys. I mean, I've already run out of room here. But most of my video game collection has remained intact. I have sold some stuff off. I've sold mainly off Sega CD and Saturn, only because I'm kind of afraid of disc rot. And, I just don't want to have paperweights in a few years. So I was like, you know what? While they're still at high value, I'm going to sell the majority off. I've obviously kept some games over here, just some of my favorites, but I sold off probably 80% of the collection. I sold the entire Sega CD collection. Sold the little mini consoles. They're all still in the box. Genesis collection. Obviously got some heavy hitters in there. Now, this is probably about 80% of my video games. I did keep some boxes just because of room issues. It's our PS4 special editions. Now, Limited Run is coming out with this as well, but I ordered it from Play Asia. Actually, I ordered both, but I opened this one. It's Samurai Showdown, basically, collection. It's got a bunch of the Samurai Showdown games. This I got, like I said, from Play Asia. It's great. Has all the Samurai Showdown games, runs really well on the PS4. So I opened that one up. I'm going to keep the Limited Run one sealed. Obviously, you got some heavy hitters here. These are all the survival horror games, which have been shooting up like crazy. So glad I got these back in the day when they weren't that expensive yet. Let's see. These are just out. I don't know. This is a PS3